Texas pulls off from a scrappy Vandy team. South Carolina Lady Gamecocks handle UGA women's basketball, man, like it wasn't nothing, man. South Carolina seems to be cruising right now. Texas, on the other hand, looks like they have to put in a little bit more energy, man. But we here to talk about these two powerhouses matching up for a second time. Welcome into Chuckin Buckets. I'm your host, Coach I, and that's my guy KB. What's going on, KB?
Man, what's good? What's good, man? How you doing?
Listen, man, these ladies got us up late night doing this preview. You know what I'm saying, man? Watching that Texas Vandy game, man, but ain't nothing to it but to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, definitely, man. That's what we live for, man. That's what it's all about.
That's right, man. Welcome into Chuckin Buckets on the Fanatic Sports Network. We're gonna talk about South Carolina traveling to Texas to take on the Texas Longhorns. Spin that intro. Chuckin Buckets. You know how we get down, man. Just to let you know, today's episode brought to you by Swipe Fast. That's swipe with a Y. Swipe Fast. If you're looking for a way to keep majority of that hard-earned profit, you know what I'm saying, and still continue to grow your business, check out Swipe Fast. It's a merchant services company that's got over 26 years of combined experience helping businesses of all sizes, man, with debit card, credit card processing, things of that ways, you know, in the most efficient and cost-saving ways, man. So whether you're a restaurant, retail store, e-commerce, or you process business-to-business payments, Swipe Fast has a solution to fit all the needs, man. You can visit them at swipefast.com. That's swipe with a Y, fast.com. Or you can just call them at 1-800-597-0713. No strings attached, and get you a cost analysis. Don't forget ask about that revolutionary pricing cash discount too, man. It's saved business owners up to 99% of the current processing fees. Let them know Chuckin Bucket sent you, man. Now back to the regular scheduled program. That's right, man. Welcome in, man. We're here to do a preview of the South Carolina Lady Gamecocks taking on the Texas Longhorns at Texas, man. This is Chuckin Buckets. Everything, all things South Carolina women's basketball on the Fanatic Sports Network, man. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe. Share it with some more Gamecock fans, alumni. People don't like the Gamecocks, whoever it is. We'll take all the views in the comments. We like to interact with people in the comments, man. So y'all make sure y'all tune in, man. We like to give previews for the Gamecocks and give our takes on what we think is going to happen. The SEC Women's Tournament will be coming in a couple of weeks, and you know this matchup coming up, KB, it's a big one, especially for Texas.
Oh, absolutely, man. I mean, Texas, I think definitely looking for some, hopefully some get back, big advantage for them being able to play at home. I know they were definitely disappointed in that last outing down in Columbia. We know Madison Booker didn't have her game. A couple of those role players didn't really step up, but hopefully it's a little bit better game going in down there in Texas, man, and them being on their home court.
That's right, man. We can talk about some of the stats from that first outing, man. And you mentioned Madison Booker, man. When she was in Columbia first time around, she is struggling, man. She was 3 of 19 for 7 points, man. Like, I'm gonna tell you like this: it's already hard enough to beat the Gamecocks.
Right.
You can't have your lead dog come in giving you, single digits. Not to mention Taylor Jones. She only, I want to say, she didn't score in the first half either. So it's like both of their big dogs didn't play good in Columbia. They got to have that differently when it comes to playing at home in Texas.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They're not that type of team where, like, let's say using Lady Gamecocks for example, where you've got 4 or 5 players that could get off if one of your stars is not on, right? Like when you get to this Texas team, like I said, it's Madison Booker or not. But I think that defense of the Carolina girls, like, that kind of speaks to Madison taking some tough shots and kind of being off a game, just one girl after another from a defensive pressure going full court and just kind of wearing her down, man. And that's probably the best defense she's probably even seen all season going into that particular game. So I don't think that changes going into Texas with Madison Booker. But to your point, man, neither one of those ladies and none of those ladies on that team can afford to have just off games.
No, and the first time around, the rebounding was pretty total rebounding was pretty even. South Carolina edged them out 42-40 on the boards, but what's her name? Kyla Oldacre. She came off the bench for Texas, leading the way on the offensive rebounds. Texas did have more offensive rebounds than the Lady Gamecocks, but that also could be because they missed more shots. You know what I'm saying? But they did offensively, they did have more rebounds. 20, I want to say it was 20-6. So if you look at a lot of the stats, man, whether it's points per game scoring or points per game given up, rebounds per game, turnovers per game, these teams seem to be evenly matched. But that's not how the first contest went down. But we in here to talk about how it might go down going into this next competition. So look, man, we want to talk about what Texas can do to win. Now they coming off that victory we just watched versus Vanderbilt. They pulled off, in the fourth quarter, but we was watching and it was kind of, going tit for tat. And what's her name? Blake from Vandy was giving it all. She got Vandy. They're a scrappy team.
Yeah, yeah, she's nice though. I do. I definitely like her, man. But if we're talking about what Texas got to do to win, I mean, we touched on Madison Booker. She can't have an off night like she did in Columbia. She got to be on her game. The other role players for Texas have to be on their game. But I think the biggest thing is like staying out of foul trouble too. Like I said, you can't get your
Mm,
stars in the early foul trouble, even down there, down low. Because we've seen from Carolina in the past, if you've got a big girl down low that can kind of hold their own in the paint, they can get buckets. They can get buckets against those bigs. Unfortunately, against the Carolina girls. So Texas has to stay out of foul trouble down low. And Madison, she's gonna have to go for about 25 to 30, I believe, in order to stay in that game.
I think so too. And you talk about foul trouble, Taylor Jones. That was one of the reasons why she didn't score in the first half the first time because she was in early foul trouble. So she definitely can't get in foul trouble. Even though, like I say, they got Oldacre coming off the bench. It'd be nice to have both of those girls in at the same time. I think you're right. I think Madison Booker has to have one of those, elite Madison Booker games. If she's not in the 20s, KB, I just don't see a path for Texas to win. So I think she's averaging a little over 16, almost 17 points. But I think against a team like the Gamecocks, you're gonna have to bring your A game. It's 20 points plus. If you're not 20 points plus, I get it. Like you say, you got Taylor Jones, you got Oldacre. What's the little point guard name they got? She's really good. Um,
Hartman.
Rory Harmon. Rory Harmon. She can bring that fire. She plays really tough, man. I'm interested to see how she kind of went down like a little awkward way on her not the leg that's already hurt, but the other leg. She kind of went down awkward, but she plays kind of like a hard physical style of ball anyway. But all of these girls, man, they got to bring that A game for Texas to win. But leading the way has to be Booker. Booker's got to score 20 plus if Texas is to win. That's at
Yeah.
least that's what I'm thinking.
No, easily. I mean, even first play of the game, as a coach, man, you got that one play that you draw up, and it's got to go to her to set the tone. I think there's got to be a tone setter. I don't care if it's a backdoor alley on the weak side to it. You know what I'm saying? Something that Carolina hadn't even seen all season, anything like that. But I think you got to get her touches early and get her warmed up early so that she's good going into the fourth quarter.
Right, right. And since this game is at home, man, one thing that could help them also is if I mean, you got top ranked, one of the top ranked teams, best teams in the nation coming in the South Carolina Gamecocks, man, and they average about 6,600 in attendance, but they play in a place that can hold almost 13,000. So maybe the students pack it out, you know what I'm saying, and give them a little, you play, I play, man, hey, they ain't nothing like that home crowd behind you when you hit you. Like you say, come out with that first play, have it go down, have the crowd in it. It's like that's kind of what you want, especially again playing a team of the caliber of the Gamecocks. Now on the other side, now South Carolina, what we need to see from them for them to win.
I think just doing what they've been doing last couple of games. I think we've seeing a lot of like team defense. Like previously, early on in the season, we've seen individual stars like Raven kind of do her thing, Powell do her thing. But then now we're kind of seeing the whole team from a rotation standpoint, from closeout, from box outs. What I'm saying, kind of pulling that thing together. I think that's just coming from repetition, coming from conference play. just being put in different situations that they weren't in the beginning of the season. But I think they got to continue the team defense because it's going to take a team to stop Madison Booker. Like I said, there's not going to be one individual effort there. I could see 3-4 ladies rotating on her with throughout the game. Definitely Brea on her from a length standpoint. Definitely Powell kind of switching off at times, and definitely probably Phil Wiley when she comes in the game too, and just using her length just to be on her. Like I said, you just got to put hands on her if anything, even if she don't have the ball, just make it tough for her to catch it, and just really just kind of make her uncomfortable, man. I think it's going to be from defense how South Carolina wins this game, and as always, man, control the boards. Control the boards. If they control the boards, this should be a 15, 20-point game, man, if they hold Booker under 20.
Right. I'm with you. More the same from the Gamecocks is what I think we need to see to win, like you say, on that defensive side of the ball, because I do think Madison Booker is going to have a better game. Now, she was really hunting those shots the first time around, you know what I'm saying, trying to get that dub against the Gamecocks. And she's going to hunt some shots, this weekend, but I think she's definitely going to play better at home. One thing I do want to see is better defense from the Gamecocks versus the post. I mean, against Auburn, Gaston, she was getting crazy down there in that paint. And, she got into foul trouble late in the late in the first quarter, first half. And who knows if she doesn't get in foul trouble, maybe it's a closer game. You know what I'm saying? Because when she went to the bench, South Carolina kind of went on a run or whatever. But we saw that also in the UCLA game, when the bigs start getting off, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of how you can try to attack South Carolina. And with Texas actually, they shot good from three against Vandy, but they don't want to really rely on the three. They want to get in the paint and get some layups, even with Booker driving to the hole. So I want to see better defense in the like post defense against like I say, the Taylor Jones and the Kyla Oldacre, and when Booker drives to the hole. And I think they'll be good. I think at this point, man, South Carolina, like any other elite team that's been winning for a long time, especially coming off the record they just broke Sunday against Auburn, winning home winning streak in the SEC. It's fighting complacency. You know what I'm saying? Like what if they do start hot? You know what I mean? And then it's this coach. Like even Don said it in an interview after the game one time. It's like you just don't know what team you're gonna get because it's still 18 to 22-year-olds. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's easy to lose a little focus. But I think South Carolina will be ready for the test once they hit Austin, man. Now let's on to these predictions, dog. I don't know what the spread is in this game, but I would assume that it's not the same as it was for Auburn because I think Auburn's was almost 30.
Oh, ridiculous! They Auburn covered though. They covered. Only because of Gaston, man. Shout out to Gaston, man. You spoke on the man, but man, we definitely got to give her props, man. Just no matter what team she even on, she do her thing.
Right. Big facts, big facts. For predictions for this, I think South Carolina's gonna get the win, but I definitely don't think it's gonna be the 67-50 that we saw the first time around. I think it'll be more of a 10, maybe 12-point game with some free throws down at the end. You know what I'm saying? I do expect the crowd there in Texas to be it's not gonna be the CLA, you know what I'm saying? CLA sell out every home game, but I think they'll have more than 6,600 people coming to this game with the Gamecocks coming in. I look for those things. I look for Booker to have a better game. And I look for Joyce Edwards to do more of the same. Brea Hall to, like you say, be in that rotation trying to play against Booker. I look for, listen, man, Chloe Kitts. I think this will be a game for Chloe Kitts to really get her shine on. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Texas has really athletic bigs like that or anything. So I think Chloe Kitts can. She played good against Auburn, and I think she finding her swag going into wrapping up the end of the season. You know what I'm saying? Now from the Texas standpoint, this is important, KB, because currently they are tied in second in the SEC with LSU and Kentucky, who they play in a row right after South Carolina. So it means a little something for these Longhorns. So I look for them to try to keep it close, but ultimately got the Gamecocks with it.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that, man. I do think it's a lot closer than it was down in Columbia. I do think I see maybe 8-9 point game. I kind of even see in Texas kind of jumping out early in the first quarter, just from a home court advantage. I'd be shocked if it's not sold out, even close to being sold out. So them just being amped up coming into that game and wanting some get back. I see a little bit more energy, and then Don having to kind of calm the ladies down a little bit and kind of be in some territories or some waters that they probably haven't been in all season. Even maybe even going back to the LSU game, but yeah, I think I see an 8-point game here, maybe 75-67, something like that. You touched on Chloe Kitts, and kind of even going back to the defensive standpoint, like what I've seen from Texas even recently, man, they'll put Madison at that high post and they'll play a little high low action with their
Mm-hmm.
girl down low. So I think they got to be ready for that because Booker catching it at that high post is, I mean, she can shoot the jumper, she can get by you, or she can dump that thing off. Like that's just the
Right.
perfect position for her to kind of get to her spots. Definitely got to be on the lookout for that.
Right. And if she hitting that midi like she likes to take, you know what I'm saying, that opens up a lot because we know she can drive to the hoop. But if she hitting that midi, that just makes her that much harder to cover. Everybody out there in YouTube land, y'all let us know what y'all think. How's this game gonna play out? Who for the Gamecocks needs to have a good game? What do you think the score will be? Will Texas put up a better fight, or will South Carolina roll into Austin and do them worse than they did them in Columbia? Let us know in the comments, man. Hey, listen, man, that was a preview for South Carolina versus Texas. This is Chuckin Buckets. I'm Coach I. That's KB. We up out of here.